The sun's starting to disappear over Razorback Stadium as Tulsa has won the toss, and the Golden Hurricane deferring the decision, so Arkansas will receive. Tulsa will defend the south goal in the football game tonight. And as we mentioned, 55,000 on hand to watch the Razorbacks in the home debut. Starofsky rides the football deep out of the end zone.
Anderson made a nice play, was right there in position, knocked the receiver out of bounds.
Out of the veer, the option right. Beautiful play by Tony Cherico. Loss of 4.
Plays like that.
Stevenson, the alternate quarterback, number 11, in to do the punting. Bobby Joe Edmonds, the deep man, now moving into your picture at the 35, back up over the 40, the 45, midfield. Tulsa 40. Edmonds still moving inside the Tulsa 35 all the way down to the Golden Hurricane 32-yard line.
Something I noticed about Greg Thomas, he likes to carry out his fakes. That's dear to my heart, Paul. I like to see that in quarterback.
Thomas keeping on the option inside the 20, the 15, all the way down to the 12-yard line of Tulsa before he's brought down.
Greg shows a lot.
The Razorbacks deep in Tulsa territory. Thomas, little play action. Thomas looking, and Thomas has Centers, complete, Arkansas touchdown. Donnie Centers, who last year caught 2 scoring passes against Ole Miss, then was injured, finally got an injury redshirt year, is back and looks very healthy and picks up where he left off.
He
Kevin
sure does. Greg came down the line and faked the option, as you'll see, to the left. Puts the ball in the fullback's stomach, steps back, looks left the whole time, and then throws all the way back across the field where Centers is wide open in the corner of the end zone. Centers ran what is known as
in a moment.
By the ankle, prevented even a bigger play.
Gage rolling out to his right this time, has a blocker, but the receiver's covered downfield, and a great play by the Razorbacks. There was Nick Miller and Tony Cherico outside the 15-yard line. Tulsa, 3rd down. Brown for a couple, Beecham and Basil there to plug up the hole, and so Steve point by Basil and Jones.
Big Gerald Jones made a good play.
And on the keeper once again, Gage up over the 30, the 35, the 40, and we'll get it to the 45-yard line where the Hogs finally corral him. Outstanding run by Gage, Wyatt, and Lloyd. Stopping, but not before the 1st down. And now Gage is going to be snowed under at the 46-yard line. Gage again back under some pressure, and underthrows Kelly, the intended receiver. Church, the veteran senior center for the Razorbacks, on the option. Here's the pitch. This is Rouse at the 20, breaks loose on the sweep and gets across the 25-yard line.
On that particular option play, Greg came down the line and made an outstanding decision. But a key to that play was Andy Upchurch. He drove the nose guard 6 yards downfield to give Greg time to do it.
Centers, and he's on with the completion at about midfield. Excellent strike, 23 yards, 1st down.
We're going to have a fine season.
From the 49-yard line, 1st and 10, flexbone formation. And here's the pitch, gets away from Rouse, and Rouse trying to cover it back at the 42-yard line. And so the play had been whistled dead as Rouse had covered the ball at the 41. This is Thomas back, a lot of time. Now steps up, gets a block, springs him at midfield. Tulsa 45 and out of bounds at the 41-yard line of Tulsa.
Now that's something that looks like Greg's calling an audible here. Comes down the line in the option, cuts up.
Great move, 15, down to the 10, and is down at the 5-yard line. I don't know whether he was going to fake or try and go outside a pad of some kind, but Miller is denied.
It's not a ball.
And off Marshall Foreman, touchdown Arkansas. As the Hogs move 84 yards in 13 plays, using up 4:36 of the clock to do it.
Just a straight handoff play. Thomas comes down, running right behind. No, it looks like a read play. Greg did read that. He did a super job reading. Takes a lot of poise to be able to...
More Arkansas highlights in just a moment. 5 yards offside. It is 2nd and 11 at the TU 35, and this is Gage, number 10, and he is met and sacked by Ricky Williams. A loss of 9, and there is a great shot of an intelligent play by Williams. 2nd and 20, Tulsa at its own 26. Gage under the heat.
Backside.
Football, and I believe Arkansas is going to come up with it. Rodney Beecham was there to make the hit, and shell recovers for the Razorbacks, and a happy, jubilant defensive unit comes off the field.
Gage
Attempt the field goal, Kevin. It'll be a 31-yard attempt, and it is picture perfect. Greg Horns, as the Hogs cap an 8-yard, 3-play drive, took them 1:57 to score, and Arkansas has moved ahead of Tulsa 7. Second down, 8. Tulsa operating out of its own 33. Good look out of the end zone camera. Stevenson won't go anywhere this time, and Basil, number 53, what a great young man he is, the senior out of Panama City, Florida.
Basil, truly a Hog fan favorite. Has a lot of friends all over. Faking the reverse. Stevenson lost his footing and then is sacked.
And that's Raven Caldwell. Wow. A loss on the play of about 12 or 13 yards. And a flag down on the play.
Looked like a flea flicker play, Paul. They faked the sweep, faked the reverse. Stevenson wanted to throw the football, but he was sacked by Raven. Didn't fool him.
So Stevenson will kick it away. Bobby Joe Edmonds hauls it in. Edmonds got some room. And Edmonds inside the 35, the 30, down to the 20, and Edmonds all the way to the 15-yard line.
Only one guy to beat. That was Stevenson. That was the read option again. Greg stuck it into the fullback, kept it, and he just powered ahead.
This is Rouse. Touchdown, James Rouse. And the Hogs are up 23-0.
Freshman running back James Rouse dives over the goal line just like he did in high school. Picks up his first score as a Razorback.
Such a good-looking athlete.
Just a power sweep. The other two running backs leading the play. Rouse gets to the goal line, and he dives in, sacrificing his body, and gets into the end zone.
James in 6 plays to take a 24-0 lead over the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. That possession, so it's second down from the Tulsa 45. Stevenson on the option. Oh, great play again by David Dudley, number 31 for the Hogs.
Boy, he sure made his presence felt. Dudley came down, had the quarterback, and made a great play.
Stevenson throwing. It is broken up beautifully. It is halftime. We'll be back with more Razorback. Also first and 10 at the Golden Hurricane 20-yard line.
Gage back in at quarterback.
He is met by big Rodney Beecham for a loss of 3 on the play. In the same motion, catching and patching.
Looked like the old hook and pitch play. Miami Dolphins ran it. Great play by Thomas.
And that's Van Dyke on the receiving end.
Great camera work, Paul, by our Super 7 crew.
Oh, they're outstanding. Thomas steps up, drills it. Theo Young again, complete.
That's a good feeling.
And he is able to take the punishment. He's a physical player.
Oh, he's hurting a few Tulsa players, too. Uh-oh.
Van Dyke on the pitch from Greg Thomas. Loose football, and Tulsa is going to come up with it with 7 Rivercrest. First down for Tulsa.
Nathaniel White fired from the cornerback position that time, forcing Gage to cut up.
Oh, and look at the great technique tackle by David Basil.
Basil's a big linebacker, about 6'3", big, strong young man, very well liked by his players. There's another big hit.
Ooh, that was Nick Miller. He and Basil, of course, last year with 113 tackles apiece.
Watch Nick Miller, number 47. He comes down the line reading, shuffling his feet, stops, comes back in, and just welcomes Gage to War Memorial down the line. And when you see the opening, stop and react. He sure did that.
This is Gage throwing, and it is broken up beautifully rather by
our second unit defensive players are in there now.
Ken Hatfield using a lot of players tonight.
Uh-oh, great play.
And a fumble caused by not only Carl Bradford, but recovered by Carl Bradford. Great determination by number 43.
Quarterbacks are supposed to. I'm going to have to pull him aside and have a little chat with him. We need to keep him healthy.
Beautiful strike to Donnie Centers, who's got the first down, maybe in the northwest corner of the state at 10:30 tomorrow night. Here's Centers, or I'm sorry, Greg Thomas, and this time protection broke down, and it's going to stop. Second and 24. And this time Thomas is blindsided, as he had no idea that anybody was on his back. Ball at the 38-yard line, and the kick is not going to be 1 long enough, and 2 was a little bit wide to the right. So the Arkansas 19.
You see Cherico a little bit flexed that time. The Hogs had him set back in his position. Fumble.
And created, Kevin, by Raven Caldwell, and recovered by Caldwell. Basil had them. Picks up 7. Stopped by Summers. Second and 8 at the Arkansas 20.
Fumble.
Loose football, and Tulsa is going to come up with it. Recovered by Brown, as Thomas penalty against Tulsa, 5 yards, so it's 4th and 10 for the Golden Hurricane at the Arkansas 11-yard line.
Man in motion to the left. Pressure from the backside. Stevenson knocked down.
And intercepted by Carl Bradford. And Bradford will try and move the ball and advance it for 5 yards, which he does. What a job he has done, number 43.
Bradford, we saw earlier on the option play, stripped the quarterback of the ball, got up, and then made the recovery. On this play, it's a tip pass. You'll see Stevenson roll to his left, set up, and as he throws the ball, Bradford jumps up, blocks it, and then makes the interception. A great play. 2 outstanding plays. Those are probably 2 of good comfortable running the football team. There's a good shot of him under the center.
Land in the option. Oh, he's got a seam. Quick feet, 30, 35. Arkansas 40, 45, midfield, and down the sideline and out of bounds is young John Bland, the freshman quarterback.
2 quarterbacks ready for this season.
And Mark Calcagney standing in the wings. Mark, of course, recovering from that shoulder injury. Great. Running by Bland again. It says Don Morton of Tulsa, Ken Hatfield meet at midfield to congratulate one another. The 2 teams also doing likewise. It was a hard-fought battle, and we'll be back with some final comments.